I guess you really can't complain when people drop off scrap on a holiday weekend. So somebody dropped all this stuff off. Barbecue grill, these chairs, 2 refrigerators there, and I don't know, there's a refrigerator here, a mini one. Some other odds and ends stuff. I'm not gonna complain. A wise man once told me, once you know how to make money and work hard, you'll never be poor. Well, this is how I make my money. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Michael. This is Adventures with Mike. And you see these bugs are horrendous. But yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's Sunday. I didn't work the last 2 days. I did go on Friday and bring some scrap in, but what I'm going to be doing right now is I got to change the shocks, the rear shocks on my Tonka truck here, my 2013 F250, or 150, I'm sorry. They're both the same years. But yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, so I went and ordered shocks for this. I mean, the truck is kind of bouncy. These are new taillights, but they got moisture in them. I don't understand. Every time I get taillights, no matter if I order factory ones or aftermarket ones like this with the blackout in them, they all freaking cloud over. But I just ordered some cheap Detroit axle shocks. They kind of look like a Rancho, but these were cheap. They were only, I think, 45 or 50 bucks for the 2 of them. So they were cheap. I just want to see if it makes a difference on the ride, because the ride is really like shuddery in the back on this. I also noticed it's been squatting a little bit more since I did the front ones. We did the front struts on this truck, but that's what project I'm working on today. So some gentleman called me and said he had some scrap he wanted to drop off. Look at these frickin' bugs. Oh my god. But gentleman dropped this stuff off. I don't know what this thing is. This looks like one of those things that goes in front of your... Actually looks pretty neat. Ow, you prick. As I hurt myself. This looks like one of those things that goes in front of you, like your fireplace. It's got kind of a goth vibe to it. I don't know. That might be brass or something. No scrapper should be without magnet. These come out of stereo speakers, guys. Some of you guys know that, but... No, it's metal. It's magnetic, but... It looked like it could have been brass or something. I don't know. Put the magnet back. Alright, what else do I want to talk to you about? Oh, so here's the load of stuff I picked up yesterday. Or Friday, I'm sorry. Picked up a couple appliances. Big heavy barbecue grill. Sorry, I'm in too close. But yeah, I picked up a bunch of scrap metal, guys. Always remember to take your brass and stuff off of the water heaters and stuff like that. Oh, another thing I want to show you guys. I took the sealed unit out of that refrigerator. Probably gonna take the sealed unit out of this one too. Yeah, that one's an easy one. It's just some of these, like rip that out of the way. Some of these are just held in with little pins. Just pop the pins out. Pop right out. This one, this big black one. So you got to take that paneling off, and then there's bolts in there, and they're a pain in the butt, so I'm probably just going to leave that one in. Just don't feel like messing around with it, guys. I know you guys call me lazy and stuff, but... Alright, let's turn this on. And then I went for a nice ride on the 4-wheel. My daughter's working this weekend, so I took her 4-wheeler yesterday. But I got a nice big copper coil. That copper coil down in there and some other stuff. Copper's starting to fill up, guys. But yeah, I'm going to take these shocks off and run around and do a couple things today. You know, it's not always about just doing scrap metal. On the days when it's slow, like our holiday weekend, I'm not doing nothing. A couple people called me, I'd schedule it for the week. Scheduling the logistics part of scrap metal or any business is like the hardest part. But I have a short weekend, or short week this week. Plans for this week, there's a hair on my camera. Plans this week, guys. There's no school Monday or Tuesday this week. And then Friday, we leave for we'll be camping this Friday. But I have dumpster day up at a big community HOA. Every year they get dumpsters, and I'm their metal guy. So I'm going to bring my big trailer, this one. I'll bring the big trailer over, 24 foot, and usually we fill this in the first day, and then I'm trying to scramble and throw it all on top and fill the back of my truck. But I'll get a bunch of air conditioners. And how this became about doing it with the HOA like this way was the dumpster company was charging them for a 30-yard dumpster. So they were getting charged, I think, $700 or $800 for the dumpster from the dumpster company. And I said, why would you do that when I would take it for free? I would take it for free. So that's kind of how that came about. And they were happy. And this is my 8th year up there doing it. So I usually get a bunch of, half dozen air conditioners. And we're doing the e-scrap removal too. My buddy Bill will be there with the trailer taking the TVs and stuff like that. We did a little bit last year, but it was kind of like a last minute thing, guys. So he's going to make out pretty good now that, people already know. And we'll be doing all that again. He'll make out good on that with the computer towers and all that stuff. And TVs, flat screens, things of that nature. Laptops, cell phones. But I mean, that's just comes with part of the game here. But we picked up a lot more short steel. I showed it in the last video. But I picked up this boiler along with this stuff. Guy called me, one of my plumbers. He had a bunch of stuff. I had to steal a part from this dishwasher. I had to steal the water valve from this dishwasher to put on mine to see if it would work before I bought one. And it worked. I actually fixed my own dishwasher. I'll add appliance repair to my repertoire now. I got a little bit of everything going on. But I borrowed the part from that to see if it was the one I thought it was. And it was. So now I looked on Amazon. The part's only like $22 or something. I'm going to order a fresh new part just to... I'm going to leave the one I put in there, and then I'm just going to order another one and just put it away. And if it goes again, I know what it is, and I have the right part. I mean, I could just have easily, just not bought it, or just waited till I got another one. I mean, doesn't really matter. I dropped this Brinkman. Ew, she's ugly. Is this on? Now, a lot of times we take these out, guys. If we twist these, let me show you. See that? Then there's a battery in there. That's for the electronic igniter. So what happens is it pushes, it'll go and it'll try to light the barbecue. So if you threw this in the pile of scrap metal, I know I said this before. If you throw this in a pile of scrap metal and something leaks gasoline in there and something's crushed or pushing on that button, that's an ignition spark. That thing could spark for 20 minutes or 2 days. Who knows how good the battery is. So that causes a big problem. And no, I don't clean these and strip the aluminum off. I'm more of a throw it and go guy. Some things are worth breaking down and time-wise, but, I value my time, so. All right, I'm going to get this, get moving on this here. I got the impact out. Got a nice little mat here to lay on. I'm going to get these struts on the truck, and we'll see where we're at. All right, guys, so I got both shocks out. Doesn't look like they were leaking at all. They say 4x2 on them. These, to me, don't look like the original Ford ones. I can't find any markings on them. Oh, this is Ford Motor Company. I think these might be the original shocks. They're completely blown, though. Like, they do rebound, but look how slow that is. I just inhaled the bug, guys. A bit of protein. But, like, I could literally push them in with one hand. Like, I didn't even try. This one I think is worse. Oh, my God, that one's... It's like a dead spot in the middle. But, yeah. I mean, these Chinese Detroit ones... I looked at the Ford ones, and they were like $85 a piece. I got 2 of these for half the price as one. We'll see how they are. I mean, I already installed one. It's pretty simple. You see, I already got it installed. There's tons of clearance. It looks more of a meaty shield on it. But 15 millimeter bolt. I put a vice grip on the other end, and it popped right out, and I did the bottom one. Just hit it with the big impact. And look at the bolts on this truck, guys. 2013. Look at that. Not even rust or nothing. Look at the nuts. There's some lovely nuts. Isn't that crazy? This whole truck is like that. I'm going to show you guys underneath. So you want to see underneath of a scrap truck that's, what, 11 years old? You'll be surprised. Let me get this other shotgun and I'll show you. All right, guys. So we're looking at underneath. Sorry, it's a terrible view. There's a little bit of rust on the parts there, but like up in here in the suspension, there's the bottom shock bolt I did. See the Sumo springs, that black thing in the middle? Kind of looks like a giant butt plug. I have those on the truck. They go to the frame and then they rest on the center part of the axle. But as you see, I'm on both sides. This truck is actually really clean. This is still the factory exhaust. My other 250 has the factory exhaust too. Oh, fat kicking up. But there's the bolt I took off. Like, look at the frame though. It's easier to do it with this one than the other camera. But yeah, hold on, let me show you. It's hard to see from the back, there's just not enough room, but look at the frame. And only this stuff. Like when I bought this truck years ago, I'd never even seen winter. So as you see the little bit, starting to get a couple little spots under the door here. I mean, and all that stuff recently started happening in the past probably 3 years since I bought it. When I bought it, there was nothing. It was perfectly clean. You see that piece right there is bent. I hit something in the road one day. But yeah, it's a pretty clean truck. It seems a lot firmer since I did the suspension on it, but hold on. But yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot firmer. When I push on it, it's not. It was like, it was jittery, if you know what I mean. But I noticed the Sumo spring was right to the axle. Now there's like a 1/2 inch of room. So maybe it won't make it so jittery now. But I'm going to clean my mess up here. These can go on the scrap trailer. Huzzah! But yeah, that's pretty good. Simple, easy to fix. Now, they make ones with overload springs, the Monroes. Don't waste your time on them, guys. Absolute junk. I put them on and in a year they leaked. Like those weren't even leaking, they were just wore out. I've tried a bunch of different shocks. I'm going to say a name. Rancho. Skyjacker. All fucking trash. Don't waste your money on them. They will these cheapos will probably last just as long. People are like, oh, I've had Ranchos on my truck for 5 years. Ranchos and shocks of that nature, like Rancho, Skyjacker, it looks right on. They're not a shock, they're a stabilizer. They have no rebound to them. They're just hard to move back and forth, which you think would be fine, but they have no up ability. So they have no recovery. All they do is just keep the side to side out. And I've tried them on my trucks, and they make it ride so much stiffer, and they get upset when you're loaded and it starts to lean. It gets upset. It actually causes the front end of your truck to get twitchy. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of you guys put them on. I'm telling you, I've ran like 3 or 4 sets in my trucks over the years. Never again. And they're expensive. They're $100, $120 a piece. I remember when those Rancho RS 5000s, 7000s were only like $50 a piece. They weren't bad, but now in this world, you know, I've always just went with stock. This is the first truck. This is the first. My yellow truck has Bilsteins. That was like $480 for all 4 front and rear struts on my white 250, and it made such an improvement on the ride. I was going to do the same thing for this, but this has those front coil springs and front struts because it's a 150. Instead of just having a shock and a coil, these have a strut with the coil on it. So these quick struts, when I went to buy them through Bilstein for this year 150, so I just looked up the price real quick. For this year 150, they're $600 for the set. After taxes, it was like 5 something. I might be able to find them a little cheaper, but that was what I found them on eBay for. And that's a lot of money just for the fronts. And the backs were $125 a piece. So you're talking easily $700-800 just for the Bilsteins. All right, guys, I just got done checking oil and stuff. That's going to end my video. This is what I do. This is what I do on the weekends when I'm not scrapping, guys. Maintenance on the trucks, maintenance in the yard. I cut the lawn yesterday. That took way too long because it was 1.5 feet high. Still waiting to get my rider back. John, please help a brother out. But yeah, guys, just wanted to put a video out on what we're doing. Probably gonna be barbecuing later. Maybe see if I can get my daughters to come over. You know, at least have somebody. My wife and my other daughter are working, so kind of got the day to myself. So yeah. All right, guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, keep up the maintenance on your vehicles. They're your #1 money maker. And if you neglect them, they will break down. And breakdowns cost you money. I have 2 trucks, so if at least one breaks down, I can just go about my business with the next one. You know what I mean? It's not a real big deal, and it ends up not being that big of a problem. That's why I have 2 trailers. I learned my lesson. But all right, guys, remember, it's not a job, it's a fucking adventure. Remember, don't take anything that isn't yours. All right, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend.
Go ahead, Al. Go ahead, go in front of me, go.